In my village there's a little lane called the Cobbles which I walk up every day, and on the cobbles there are 3 abandoned or empty buildings. First of all, there's this tiny building. I don't know who owns it and I don't know what's inside, so honestly it's just a bit of a mystery. The next building is this little cottage. It isn't exactly empty, but no one lives in it because it's the village museum dedicated to a poet named Michael Bruce who used to live here in the 1700s. Obviously he doesn't live here anymore because he popped his clogs a long time ago. Finally, we have this building here which was pretty much abandoned. It was being used for storage, but it was also looking very old and very tired, and no one had lived in it for way over 50 years. And every time I walked past it, I thought it would be nice to turn it into a proper house, so in October 2020, I bought it. In this video, I'm going to show you the process of turning this abandoned building into my first home. I hope you enjoy. After the previous owner had cleared everything out of the building, this is what I was left with. The walls were looking pretty rough, the floor needed sorted, there was a little bit of damp, and the downstairs was pretty much the same. The floor was basically just ground and mud which needed cleared. The big sliding door would need to go, and the stair would be taken out as well. So in short, there was a lot of foundational work needing to be done before I was at the stage of picking out my curtains. After taking out the staircase, the builder began planning the layout. The walls and the old fireplaces got filled in and repaired with brick and cement, and the window frame in the bedroom had a new brick stack added for support. Similar work was done upstairs in regards to sorting out the health of the internal walls. The ceiling was also raised a little bit, and this ended up opening up the space way more. The floor downstairs was sorted out with concrete, and after this, the insulation started getting put in. I know it doesn't really look like it, but this was when the building started to feel much more homely. With the insulation in, it was actually nice to come in here during the cold January weather and have it kind of be semi-warm. The next part of the project was actually a bit of a pain in the hole, which is a scientific expression. When the builder went up and inspected the roof, he found out that it wasn't very good at all, and because of this I had to pay a fair few unexpected stacks for the scaffolding and the repair work that followed. Part of this process involved getting the stonework repointed, which in the end brought a lot of life back into the building. Back inside, things were really starting to take shape at this point. The roof windows were installed, which brought in a lot of natural light. The first wiring had been completed by the electrician, and the frame for the bedroom was also all set up. The insulation was almost fully done downstairs and upstairs, so it was beginning to feel more and more like a proper house with every day that passed. Like I said before, this did make it feel a bit more homely. It was also much more quiet, and there weren't any drafts blowing through anymore. With the majority of the insulation done, the joiner was able to fit the plasterboard throughout and block off the rooms downstairs, which made the place look much cleaner and allowed me to see how the space would actually work. At the same time though, the bare plasterboard did make the bedroom space feel a bit like a prison cell, but thankfully that didn't last too long. Once I got the sash and case windows put in, it just completely transformed the place. The stonework was also completely done outside now as well, and I had a new black drain pipe put in, which really classed up the joint. After this, I had a new bespoke hardwood oak staircase, that's quite hard to say, installed, which I kept covered with carpet just to avoid it getting scratched with all of the workmen that were coming and going. I had some of the bathroom parts fitted and had a taper come in to sort the joints on the plasterboard so that it was prepared for the painting. The staircase was actually one of the most exciting parts of the whole project because I hated going up the ladder to get upstairs and just having this big hole in the floor that overlooked concrete, because every time I was upstairs I had this horrible fear of falling through the hole and just landing on my head. So it was nice to finally get some good old-fashioned foot on stair action back. And then once again, heading upstairs, it was much of the same, ready to be painted and ready to get the kitchen installation started. Next up, my mum and me painted the house together. I just went with white throughout to keep it light and cheery, but did a couple of accent walls in the bedroom and bathroom with a kind of bluey grey colour to make it a bit more interesting. I also got some outdoor lights put on outside, so here's me showing them off. Shortly after this, I had hardwood oak floors put in throughout, which again made the place look so much nicer, and unfortunately I don't have any normal video footage of this, just one vertical clip, so I'm sorry about that. I actually did lose quite a few files which showed the bathroom getting tiled and the shower getting put in. However, I do have this clip of a trespassing frog.
Calm down, man.
Apparently frogs scream when they're scared, but I was very gentle and I put him outside in the bushes, so I'm sure he's getting on perfectly fine now. Although it's actually been a few months, so realistically he's probably dead. I don't know how long frogs live. The last job inside was getting the stair railing installed by a local blacksmith, and then the very final job was outside, laying cobbles for the front of the house. My dad did this, and despite it being his first time ever laying cobbles, did an amazing job, and it just felt nice to go with cobbles out front, because if you remember at the start of the video, the lane where my house is called the Cobbles, and it did actually used to be a fully cobbled street, but they tarmacked over it for some reason. So to refresh your memory, this is what the building looked like at the very start when I initially bought it, and this is what it looks like now. I've been living here for about 3 months now, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. The whole process was really interesting, enjoyable, and expensive, but overall I'm very glad I was able to do something nice with this old building. So that's the outside transformation. I'll take you inside to show you what's happening. So inside I've got the staircase uncovered, and you can see that it kind of matches the oak floor that I put in. I've got the Velux roof window right there, so you're kind of hit with natural light when you do come in. I've got a couple of framed photos here in like a little collage showing what the house used to look like, just because I thought that was kind of nice to have framed. If people hadn't seen what it looked like before, they can see it then. And under the stairs, made use of the space and changed it into storage. Cupboard under the stairs, but instead of like a little wizard boy, I've just got crisps. In here, got the bedroom that's fully done now. I've got a low down bed, just because I thought that was a better use of the space. The accent wall with that kind of blue-grey colour, and a couple of pictures. And then over here, my kind of goal throughout the whole thing was to keep it simple, but make use of any space I could and just kind of put in extra storage. So I asked the joiner to make a built-in low-down wardrobe, and then over on the left side of the window, put in some drawers. So that's where I store all of my clothes, and there's the kind of natural light firing in through the window. So very happy with how that room turned out. And then in here we have my bathroom, or just toilet and shower. Is it a bathroom if you don't actually have a bath? I don't know. So I've got the grey tiles and just kind of went with a simple grey, kind of bluish and white look. I'm not going to do much else with this. Got the mirror and the frosted glass window so people can't perv on me. And then I've got another accent wall behind the toilet. I don't know if that's a thing people do, but it's what I did. And then up the stairs, we've got the bit of art on the wall there. Again, the natural light coming in, and a bit of recessed storage space, which used to be a window way back in the day, but I changed it into a little bookshelf. I've not read any of those books yet. I've got the railing here, which I think, like I said, works well with the wood. And then my desk over there, where I make all my clickbait. And then over here, got the light pouring in over the little kitchen that I have. So this is me. I probably should have worn jeans or something more presentable. But there's all the storage up above. There's the fridge there. There's the wash machine built in, and a little spice rack. But I didn't have that many spices, so I just use it to store all of my utensils. I made a little kind of breakfast bar table thing that you can pull out. And here's the kind of living area where I sit and watch TV, play a bit of Xbox. I'm not very sure about the rug and the table. I don't know, you can let me know in the comments if you think that works. I've got an LG 48-inch TV. I'll actually link everything that I have down below, just in case anyone wants to check that out and get one for themselves. So here's a closer look at the table that I'm not very sure of. I don't know if I should have went with like a metal or a wood table. But I had a lot of metal and wood throughout already, so I got this tempered glass table from Made, which kind of has a pink to clear gradient. Yeah, I'm not very sure if that works. Let me know if you think I should change the rug and the table. And I've got a grey sofa from Sofology, and this is the view out over my neighbour's garden, and it also looks up to the hill that overlooks my village. Well, it's not my village, it's just the village. I don't own the village. So yeah, nice views. It's a nice place to live. And then over here, we've got my desk where I make all of my clickbait, like I said. I work as a video editor for anyone who's interested what I do. And then I've got the Herman Miller chair, the Corsair PC case that I recently built in. Again, I'll link that below. And I actually just realized that I never pulled off the film. And this is what it looks like at night. I've got the kind of under cabinet lighting using the Philips Hue light strip, and then more of the same behind the TV, just to kind of give it that little subtle glow that matches the table. So let me know what you think. Let me know if I should change anything. Let me know if I've made any horrible interior decoration decisions. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, I'd appreciate you leaving a like and subscribing. And I'll see you all later.